What is the difference between an entrepreneur and an employee? They're both the same, but one can be the master. So an employee usually just go get a job and they hire this employee and everything is well made. When I say everything is well made, it's made by the entrepreneur. Because you got to become an entrepreneur first to make a plate for an employee. So employees typically work 9 to 5. They have a structure. They have discipline. 8 hours per day. Let's say they work 5 days a week. That stuff is well made for them. They have a price per hour. Price per hour. Versus entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs, they got to make the same plate for themselves. But in the moment of making that plate, you will go through so much. Because you don't want that started the whole corporation. You started the whole business. But before you start that business, you have to create structure. You have to create discipline. So that's why you're so different from an employee. But I know lately I have been paying attention to a lot of careers in America. And to me, I feel like some entrepreneurs, they're not getting paid. They're not getting paid at a decent rate because the United States don't care. The government don't care. And if you have CPAs, people that file your taxes, they don't care either. And school don't care because some of us, by the time we finish 12th grade high school, you choose. You could become an employee or you could become an entrepreneur. But before you become that entrepreneur, school never said, hey, in case you become an entrepreneur, this is what you got to do. This is what you got to do. They don't tell you stuff like that. At least a CPA who file your taxes is supposed to educate you. But they don't even do that. Then the government, like IRS, is supposed to tell you. But they don't even tell you that. So pretty much I see in America, in 50 states, the amount of entrepreneur that's working, but they don't know the information. They think, oh, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm not like an employee. As an entrepreneur, you start your own business, you need to pay yourself first. If you cannot pay yourself first, how can you cater for your employee? How are you going to build a foundation to pay your employee? Some entrepreneurs create a business, they have no structure, they have no discipline. Why? Especially in hair care. Why hair do not have structure? But when I go outside USA, some countries, they have structures. When I go to the high levels in USA, like at luxury salons, they have structures. Why the bottom don't have structures? Because they do not wish to learn structures. If you can wake up every day, at least six days a week or 5 days a week, go to work, you don't have structure, that's starting structure. Let's finish the structure. You work 5 days or 6 days as a hairstylist or a braider. You get in your shop. You in the back of your chair. You spending maybe 8 hours per day, 9 hours per day, 10 hours per day. Where is your paycheck? When the business owner will print you a paycheck? Do you ever thought about who gonna print the paycheck? When am I gonna get the paycheck? Or maybe you just, oh, I know, I'm just gonna follow the self-employment tax route. We're not gonna print a paycheck, but we're gonna save some money to the side and pay whatever. So I know some of you guys are following that route, which I don't think is the best route. Because if you are an employee must have structure. And if you're taking that route, that's not a structured route. You don't even print a paycheck every 3 months. You don't print a paycheck a month, like every month. To me, anything past a month, you lost. you lost. So my goal is to advise braiders, hairstylists, barbers, nail techs to get a paycheck. If you spend 1 week working, you need to have a paycheck. If you want to pay yourself bi-weekly, that's fine. Monthly, that's fine. But anything after monthly, don't play with it. I like weekly. We have 4 weeks in a month. So that means you got 28 days to pay your bill and the business bills and the taxation for your income.